today's video we are experimenting with Gemini and Veo 3. Gemini worked with one or two flaws, but Veo 3 was unable to complete the tasks I set it due to famous people limitations. This was supposed to be the workflow in Nano Banana and Veo 3. I start off as a Linux user, then I transform into an Arch Linux Amarchi user. Then all of a sudden, I transform into DHH, the Amarchi lead creator. DHH slowly transforms into Bill Gates of Microsoft. Bill Gates becomes Steve Jobs of Apple. And finally, Steve Jobs morphs into Linus Torvalds, the Linux creator. But as you noticed with a few of the clips, it was created in dream face. Nano Banana and Veo 3 refused to create any VIDs with famous figures as the subject matter.
Alright, so I'm going to try Nano Banana because everybody's just doing it. Anyway, this is how I'm trying to display and ask Gemini how to use Nano Banana for a couple of images I've created. The first image was I took an image of Nordic codes and the Amarchi logo, and I asked it to transform the penguin into the Amarchi logo, and it was quite able to put the Amarchi logo on the front of the laptop. And then I grabbed a photo of DHH, which is this guy over here, as he seems to be the developer for the Amarchi project, and I said replace the character's face with the uploaded image, and it uploaded the character's face. It asked me to do it again, so I uploaded the same image again, and it created a 3D Pixar style image of DHH and maintained the aspect of the original character, which was Nordic codes, and kept the Amarchi logo on the laptop, and then changed it into a 3D Pixar style image of DHH. Yes, does it look exactly like him? No, I don't think so. Actually, it looks a little bit like Jesus. Well, the characters that portray Jesus anyway. But in any case, that's close enough for DHH, the Amarchi guy. So we scrolled down and then we said, now replace this character with that of Bill Gates. And it was able to do it in a very nice way. So here you can see there's a 3D Pixar style of image of Bill Gates, and I think it's done pretty well, but there's still the Amarchi logo on the laptop, and I don't think Bill Gates will be very happy about that. So I said replace the Amarchi logo with the Windows logo, and it had no problem doing that. I actually wanted a black and white image of the logo, but anyway, I got a colored image of the logo. Then I said replace Bill Gates with Steve Jobs. So here we got Steve Jobs, which I think was also pretty accurate, sitting in front of a Windows laptop. I don't think Steve Jobs would have been happy with that. So I said replace the Windows logo with the Apple logo, and it was able to do that. So we've been able to change Nordic codes into DHH, and then into Bill Gates, and then into Steve Jobs. And then I said replace the character with Linus Torvalds, and it came back with Steve Jobs. So I wonder, it doesn't know the difference between Steve Jobs and Linus Torvalds. So then I downloaded an image and put the image of Linus Torvalds, replaced the character with the attached image, and again it gave me Steve Jobs. So Nano Banana was doing bananas here. Again, it seems, sorry, I just have to laugh about this, because this could be the reincarnation of Steve Jobs, or the reincarnation of Linus Torvalds coming out as Steve Jobs. Any case, then replace the character's face with the uploaded image, and then I got this weird character, which is the original image of Nordic codes, but just with a bigger nose. So it could be it could well be Pinocchio, for all we know. So I didn't have any great success with that, and so I went off to ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to create consistent characters, I asked replace the face of the first image with the second image, and I used this image of it's cut off there, but you can't quite see it, but obviously it's Linus Torvalds, and it says, sorry, I can't help you with that. And I asked it again, and it couldn't help me. So then I went back to Gemini, and I decided that it would be good to replace the face's character. And I tried that, and I put Linus Torvalds' picture with the Naughty Codes picture in, and I said replace the character's face with the image of the man's face. And I got a very similar image of the original image. And I thought, oh my goodness, something's still not working out here. So I started a new chat, and this is what I asked for. I took another different screenshot of Linus Torvalds, and I said, can you create a 3D Pixar style character from the attached image? And actually it did quite a good job. It was able to figure out that there was trees and flowers at the back. You couldn't quite see the clouds because it's actually a blur there, but it was able to incorporate the clouds and of course these trees at the back. And it was able to create a 3D Pixar style character, and I think this image looks more or less like Linus Torvalds. And then I took this picture of Naughty Codes and I said, can you replace the face of the image above to this character sitting at the desk? And it output exactly same image, so it wasn't able to do that. So what I did was take the edited picture of Linus Torvalds 3D style character, and I said take this image and seat the character in a YouTube style podcast studio, sitting in front of a Linux laptop, looking straight into the camera in front of him and with a microphone to the side of him. And there we go. That's the picture I was looking for when I originally tried to add Linus Torvalds to that selection of images originally created. So there you have it. Nano Banana did some good things, and then it did some bad things, and came back to how can I say, put itself back into the good books of Linus Torvalds as the Linux creator. There you have it, folks. That is Nano Banana.
And as you can see, I'm the winner. Created with AI, generated with Nano Banana and Veo 3. Get your bananas in a loop.